There are some people who are just afraid of anything other than their own viewpoint, or at least they speak badly of it. So the first thing I want to point out is that Narendra Modi is known for having a very high character, known for being a dedicated practitioner of the Hindu Dharma. But there's nothing in the Hindu Dharma that should make the rest of the world afraid. So why should they be afraid of India? Well, one reason would be because when Narendra Modi took office, he was the first Prime Minister of India to actually be Hindutva. Oh, I know, that's another demonized word. Ooh, Hindutva. Actually, Hindutva simply means a dedicated Hindu practitioner. I am one. I am Hindutva. Narendra Modi is the first leader of India for over 1,000 years who is Hindutva. But the culture of India is Hindu, Vedic, Sanatan Dharma. So he is actually the first leader in 1,000 years that wasn't either colonizing or India under attack or India being fragmented by people from the outside coming in and attacking it, which is Muslims, Islam. Islam didn't come in as friends. They came in as rapists, raping, pillaging, taking slaves, killing. They didn't come in a friendly way. They're not indigenous to India. Christianity is the same way. Christianity has been colonizing India ever since the British took it over and acted as if they owned it for a couple of hundred years. Raping, pillaging, taking everything that they could. When I say raping, I mean just taking everything. Now that kind of behavior is something one should be afraid of. So yes, it's a good question. Why would anyone be afraid of Narendra Modi? Well, perhaps they think that he will be vindictive and then he'll come after them. Do we see any evidence of that? No. What do we see? That he's standing for the principles of the culture. Now, should that make people afraid inside of India? No. And why? Because the Vedic culture, the Hindu culture, treats everyone with respect, even if they disagree with them. So Christians are safe in India. Muslims are safe in India, as long as they're not violent and asserting themselves violently. Anyone is safe in India. The philosophy of Narendra Modi is live and let live if you're here to live and let live. Hindutva is exactly that. It sees every living entity in the right way. But I'm prejudiced. I'm Hindutva. Sees everyone as an immortal being who has, if they're peaceful also, an opportunity to follow their own path. And this is the policy of Narendra Modi. He's the first for 1,000 years, which means the prior rulers of India during the time of the British were puppets. They weren't really rulers of India. They were puppets of the British. And in fact, the accusations that Narendra Modi is RSS, well, I'm RSS too. Rashtriya Swayam Sevak. The group of people in India who worked to throw the British out of their country. Wouldn't you throw a colonizer out of your country? So finally the British were thrown out, but it took a little while for the culture to become truly Hindu again in leadership. So, anyone who's living in India who doesn't want India to be Hindu will say that they dislike Narendra Modi. Now, of course, every human being is perfect, so I can't go down and make a list of everything that he did, and who am I to decide whether it was right or wrong. But I do know his dedication, and his dedication is to support the Vedic Hindu culture and to support all of the other people who are living in the culture of India now and lead them in a peaceful way toward living together. So anyone who has that purpose should not be afraid of Narendra Modi. They should be proud of him. They should be proud that he's so humble and so courageous and so clear and outspoken, but at the same time, he doesn't speak harshly to others and of others, and yet he's dedicated and determined and focused. He's of high character. This is what we hope to see. This is a role model for what we should see in a leader. And just as a side note, but Narendra Modi and India are using multiple modalities to deal with the current crisis of health that the world is experiencing. Why? Well, because the very basis of the culture of India is to have multiple modalities of science, from Ayurveda to yoga to diet to things that promote well-being to herbs to modern medicines to modern vaccines to ancient ways of healing. This is the most ancient culture on our planet and the most sophisticated, and is having a renaissance and a revival. And Narendra Modi is the leader of that renaissance. So perhaps you can imagine who will be afraid of that. Library burners, people of a religious perspective that is violent and wants to force itself upon others, those who are malicious in intention, those persons in Islam and Christianity who will use violence, who will pump billions of dollars into India to subvert its culture, those persons should be afraid. But not just of Narendra Modi, but of any honest, integrous prime minister of a country. And soon, hopefully, since I believe his last term of office is coming, someone like him will also continue the responsibility of what? Of healing hundreds of years of colonial damage, of restoring the social environment in a world gone mad.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार.